confusion and exhaustion. That's the feeling around the country as the American people continue to await the announcement of who will be their next president. And nowhere is that more true than amongst our nation's alt-right militia groups. Hear why overwhelmed white nationalists around the country feel they're being spread way too thin, plotting attacks against everyone Trump wants. From The Onion and Onion Public Radio, I'm Leslie Price, and this is The Topical. We've got a high-capacity magazine full of news, and this podcast is automatic, so stay with us. A possible defeat and uncertain election results have many Trump supporters shaken and worried for the future of their country, and one such group may be doing even worse. The Badger State Brigade, a Wisconsin militia whose leader Dennis Blanchard says was already struggling prior to this election mess, says his group is overwhelmed, explaining the white nationalist organization is spread way too thin, plotting attacks against everyone Trump wants. OPR political violence reporter Remy Berglund joins us now with more. Remy, welcome.
Thanks, Leslie. Fulfilling their mission of creating a white ethno-state may be harder than the militia previously believed. With their scant resources and Trump's ever-growing list of targets, from political opponents to journalists, immigrants to professional athletes, this grassroots terrorist organization is having trouble keeping up. Here's Blanchard, who also serves as the group's commander.
Looking at what President Trump would like from us right now, we're supposed to kidnap a few congresswomen in Washington, run over some protesters in Louisville, and blow up a mosque in Minneapolis. That's not even everything. Now tell me how the hell we're supposed to do all that? We're just a handful of guys. The other day I was so tired, I swear I tried to blow up a protester and kidnap a mosque.
Now, Blanchard says that while Trump still has 100% of the white nationalist militia's support, they just wish he would sic them on one group at a time.
Like reporters.
Yes, or others. The president's direction is so scattered you have to sympathize with these guys. Sometimes when he's speaking, Trump will change the target of violence from Antifa to Black Lives Matter in practically one breath. Here's Blanchard again.
Look, I'm a motivated guy. But if I'm locked and loaded and already on my way to CNN headquarters in Atlanta, don't tweet about something that's going on in California, because I just can't be there. I almost got in a wreck last week trying to do a U-turn on the freeway.
That's tough. He has them running all over the place.
Yeah, and he was almost to Georgia, too. Things are especially hard for the militia because the group only has 5 official members. I visited their compound in Wausau, Wisconsin, where Blanchard showed me their operation. Take a listen.
We've already got weapons to stockpile, online recruits to groom, rallies to attend, minorities to intimidate, training drills to run. I've been sitting those out though since I get really winded.
And you're a small militia, too, so that must also make it hard to do everything Trump wants.
Yeah, it's just me, my friends Travis and Brantley, and Brantley's half-brothers, J-Dog and Nevin. And even so, Nevin's gone all the time because he has to be on call for work.
He's a cop?
No, he works at Panera.
Oh, thank God.
J-Dog's the cop. Oh, J-Dog, we were gonna send that to the state capitol. This sets us back another week.
I said sorry.
See? I'm working too fast. Half the time, I don't even know who I got tied up in the back of my trunk. Oh, what's this? God damn it. Another tweet from Trump. Looks like we're headed to Fauci's. Hey, Brantley, where are my car keys?
Well, it sounds like they have their work cut out for them. I'm just glad the Democrats never asked their followers to do anything.
Other than vote.
Oh, shit, damn it. Well, journalists can't legally vote anyway. We got to stay impartial. And thank heaven for that, because I don't actually follow any of this politics stuff. Anyway, thanks, Remy. That's OPR's Remy Berglund. Back in a moment. We're just a few hours into Election Day, and already there have been reports of problems at the polls that could affect the outcome. Disgusted election officials across several states are saying that they've been unable to count over 5 million ballots that were clearly used as napkins. OPR ballot manipulation correspondent Rebecca Neal joins us now with more. Hello, Rebecca.
Hi, Leslie.
So, Rebecca, why exactly are these ballots being rejected?
Well, Leslie, officials say that the ballots in question have been unmistakably used by voters either to wipe their faces or to clean up a spill, and have been described by poll workers as nothing short of nasty as hell. I spoke to New York election official Dana Lawson, who explained the problem.
The rules are very clear. Ballots have to be filled out with blue or black ink and legible. But unfortunately, a substantial number of ballots turned in are caked in food particles and dried liquids, making them unreadable. Look at this one, smeared with pizza grease and toothpaste and Is that orange juice? This is disgusting.
And in addition to hundreds of thousands of ballots covered in either chili, sweet and sour sauce, and or mud, another 20% of the ballots are believed to have been used to crush a bug like a spider or a millipede.
That's certainly revolting. But Rebecca, why can't pollers just wipe off the crud and carry on with the counting?
That's exactly what many politicians across the nation are calling for. They want to see these ballots scraped off, wrung out, and sanitized because every American has a right to have their voice heard. But unfortunately, it might be too late to do anything about it for this election.
Well, they do have a point. I, for one, didn't know that I couldn't mop up spilled milk with my ballot or spit my gum into it.
Well, it's important to read the fine print, Leslie, and many say the confusion comes from each state having different rules for their ballots. Missouri and Kansas, for instance, will accept ballots that have barbecue sauce stains on them, but no cheeses or condiments. California, on the other hand, will accept a ballot no matter what kind of vile condition it arrives in.
Right. And I hear that Oregon was one of the only states actually prepared for these problems.
Yes, Oregon has been using the vote-by-mail system for a while now, and they automatically send a few real napkins in the envelope along with the ballot for the voter to use.
Good idea. But what should voters do if they've already blown their nose into their ballot? Is there still time to head to the polls and vote in person?
Yes, and election officials are encouraging it, though you should be prepared to wait in line. We are hearing reports that many polling sites are experiencing shortages of electronic voting machines after thousands of voters apparently spilt their little chocolate pudding cups all over them, causing them to malfunction.
Too bad. And how many ballots do officials think could be discarded by the end of tonight?
It's tough to say, but there could be millions more sticky, crumpled up ballots out there that may not be counted, and that could sway the election.
Yeah.
We've even been hearing unconfirmed reports that poll workers may be dumping whole ballot boxes just based on the horrific smells coming out of them, though election officials are saying that they are making every effort to pry apart ballots that are stuck together. It's really a race against time the crustier they get. Here's Dana Lawson again.
Oh, God. We are doing everything we can to make sure every vote counts, but oh my God. This is a bad one. It's spoiled milk. And what kind of monster would spit their gum out in their ballot? Let me see the envelope. Leslie
Well, I wish them luck in their fight to uphold democracy, and for her sake, I hope everyone in Ms. Lawson's precinct was properly stocked up on toilet paper.
Well, fingers crossed.
That's OPR's Rebecca Neal. Back in a moment. Good thing you're already lying down because we have some news that's been sending shockwaves throughout your hippocampus. A new report released today has found that you've slept through your alarm and this right now is all a dream. We're joined by OPR Chief Subconscious Correspondent and your third grade teacher, Ms. Edna Martin. Thanks for joining us, Ms. Edna.
Oh, it's no problem at all, Leslie. And I mean literally, I am not an actual person, so it required no work for me to get here.
Right. So first off, wow, this is incredible. We're essentially just figments of the listener's imagination.
You got that right. Everything you, the listener, remembered doing this morning, waking up, brushing your teeth, eating breakfast, was all imagined. This episode of The Topical you're listening to is, in fact, entirely the creation of your brain firing neurons at random. In the real world, you overslept and are actually still in bed, snoozing away without a care in the world.
Wow, what a moron. So what exactly transpired here? What were the events leading up to this mistake?
Well, you see, listener, you set your alarm for 7:20 a.m. last night, but you were so tired from staying up late fucking around on your phone, you slept right through it and are currently in your 7th REM cycle. It's actually 11 a.m. right now. Everyone is trying to get a hold of you, but unfortunately, it's too late. You've already been fired from your job. Oh, look, there it goes again. But alas, you're not waking up. And we're still here.
Man, you really are a heavy sleeper. So I'm guessing the person dreaming this must be somewhat of an embarrassment to everyone around them, no?
Oh, definitely. I spoke to a few of their acquaintances, and they said that exact thing. Here's your father, for example, who is screaming at you metaphorically from across the Grand Canyon.
You've always been a disappointment to me. I've always liked your sister better.
And your old dog, Max.
Why did you let me get hit by that car? You should have been watching.
And even me, your 3rd grade geometry teacher, Miss Edna, who is also naked, I should add. Good news! Surprise test, everyone.
Wow, Miss Edna, this is truly some... Whoa! Miss Edna, we're flying!
That's right. We're not bound by any laws of logic, physics, or time. Isn't that cool?
Yeah.
Check it out.
Look, I'm a
And now we're on the beach.
And I'm a giant slice of pizza!
Ooh, yum. You see, Leslie, we're just the product of axons firing off of the listener's dopamine pathways. Anything is possible.
That's amazing! Oh my God! Oh my God! Oh, my teeth are falling out!
Now, Leslie, calm down. Let's not turn this into a nightmare. Let's just grow you some new ones.
Oh! Thank God. Now, Miss Edna, I know there's a lot of debate over whether or not dreams have any inherent meaning. Does this conversation we're having right now mean anything?
Well, Leslie, it's a tough question. The listener's ex is here, so it seems like they might be dealing with some unresolved feelings.
Couldn't we give it another shot? Or are you that committed to ending up alone?
But on the other hand, their ex is also riding a dragon.
Whoa, easy now, girl.
So it might all just be nonsense. It's hard to tell. Either way, there is one truth we can all be certain of. You should have set a backup alarm.
Seriously, rookie mistake, you dipshit. Oh, Miss Edna, before you go, how far back does this dream actually go? Was this week's election real, or was it just part of the dream?
Oh, no, that hasn't happened yet. It's just part of the dream.
Too bad. Well, thanks for the report, Ms. Edna. Up next, some weird incest stuff, so better hope you wake up quick. Well, I've got good news and I've got bad news for you. The bad news is you're still asleep, but the good news is you were somehow able to will your way out of the weird incest portion of the dream and make it all the way to a far more desirable portion of your slumber. Oh, yeah. That's right. You've always had a thing for podcast hosts, and now it's just me and you. So why don't you come a little closer and let me tell you everything you need to know today. And I do mean everything. The news doesn't stop just because this YouTube video has. For even more on all the worst things happening in the world right now, listen and subscribe to The Topical on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts, you insatiable news freaks.